It's a walk of shame. Almost 23 miles in. I'm done. Everything hurts. And I mean everything. Back, hips, hammies, calves, Achilles, it all. And we are back with the Providence Marathon vlog. I waited a long time for this race, and I've been waiting a long time to give you guys a good result that I was proud of. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright guys, we're all checked in officially checked in, third marathon. Here we go. So this is pretty cool. They had a little expo and bib pickup at the Providence Place Mall. So me and Kelsey got there in early around noontime. Neil met us there. We got our bibs, checked in, got some food in the food court, and then we kind of just hung out around the mall and relaxed until Joe and Wes showed up later. Joe picked up his bib. And then about that time is when we decided to go check into the hotel. Once we checked into the hotel, we decided it was a good time to go check out the start line, get a shakeout run in, and get an idea of how the last mile or so would be during the marathon finish. So that's exactly what we did. Oh, we're down near Bold Point Park where the start and finish is. They have it blocked off right now. Getting ready to do a little shakeout run, then dinner, then relaxation before the race tomorrow morning. Let's go. Alright, we're actually running the course a little bit backwards. This is good because we're going to be able to practice the last mile of the race for tomorrow, and that's perfect visualization, so you can hold that in your brain to the end. Like I said, just practicing the last mile of the marathon. Nice little bike trail. Final two roads are a little bumpy, couple potholes, just have to pay attention. Other than that, we're good to go. Don't roll an ankle, and we'll be good to go. 2 mile shakeout run, 9:45 pace. Ran the last mile of the race, which is good. Found where the start line is. We're ready to go. Feeling confident. Time to go eat, rest. All right, just had dinner. Back in the hotel room. Let's finish off the night. Let's see what we got. So this is the official race t-shirt. Road Races Providence, 10 years, 26.2. Pretty cool dry fit t-shirt. Here's what we're rocking tomorrow. The same exact outfit I had for Hartford. Time to get revenge. So the Pittsburgh socks, I ran every marathon in those. These shorts are my favorite race shorts. I ran every race in these. This is a race t-shirt from the same race I ran my first ever race at, but the second time I ran that race. So, anyways, vest, gels. I'm going to bring about 5, maybe 6. A bag of honey stingers. That's going to replace one of the gels at one point, so I don't have to put down as many gels. And then later in the race, a bag of Sour Patch Kids to kind of help finish me to the finish line. That's about it for night 1 of Marathon Weekend in Providence. Wish me luck. See y'all in the morning. Good morning. It's like 5:15 in the morning. I'm officially showered, dressed, had breakfast, a couple pieces of bread, peanut butter. And yeah, we're just getting loose, getting ready to start heading to the shuttle buses, work our way to the start line. Nails ready.
Let's go, baby. One 140 and under is totally chilling. 150s and up to like 165. That's half of everything, right? It really is, right?
So proud and honored to be the host community where the race kicks off. This is year 2.
In the corral, the mayor of East Providence spoke. They used a cannon to start off the race, which is pretty cool. The corral was kind of small, so when the race got started, there was definitely a log jam where you couldn't even move because there were so many people trying to get out. So the race had started, and now you're 50 meters into the race, and you're kind of at a stop. So the first mile was about 10 seconds off pace, but we quickly made that up. So first update, we're about 2.37 in. Been touching around 8 minutes. I had to use the bathroom, so now I'm trying to catch up to the 3:30 group. Hey, let's go, baby. Did your dad go by yet?
I don't think so. He's right. No, he's right there. Keep it up.
All right, guys, 6 miles in. Just caught up to the 3:30 pace group, and we're chilling. Sorry, I'm vlogging. You want to vlog with me? .330 pace group looking strong. All right, so 6 miles in, I'm feeling pretty decent so far. Like I said, we started off kind of slow because the corral was so bottlenecked. So it took a minute to get going. So mile 1, 8:09. Mile 2, 7:50. Right on pace. Almost immediately again. Mile 3, 7:53. Which is another good sub 8 pace, which is right on goal pace, sub 8. Mile 4, 8:15. That was probably the first hill climb, so they added a little bit of distance, and I kind of fell back a little bit. I believe I used the bathroom. Mile 5, 7:57. Mile 6, 7:48. Mile 7, 7:49. This is me catching back up to the pace group and getting back on pace for where my marathon goal was. All right, so we're a little bit further in the race at this point. We're probably about 12 miles in. So I'll say up to 12 miles, I felt perfectly fine. Just to go over some splits, mile 8, 7:52. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier, but that was part of me catching back up to the 3:30 pace group. Mile 9, 7:50. Mile 10, now we're back on pace. So 7:59, mile 11, 8:02. Mile 12, 8:02. Now I'm starting to feel it on the inner side of my thighs, and I call it baby deer legs, when your legs kind of give out and you stumble, and I'm starting to feel that develop in the inner of my thighs. So normally that happens at mile 20. So mile 12, I already started second guessing myself and was worried that this race was about to blow up and turn into an absolute disaster. Joe said, let's just go mile by mile. So that's what I started doing. Just started clicking off mile by mile, focusing on a mile. If I hit sub 8 for that mile, I'll continue going. I wasn't going to give up. While I'm doing this, I'm making sure I'm doing all the fuel as possible. So I'm downing all my goose, getting all the water at all the water stations, electrolytes, sometimes both, grabbing bananas, getting my Honey Stinger energy chews. I had Sour Patch Kids, so I was ready to go. And at this point, I started to take in as much fuel as possible. I ain't gonna pretend it's getting tough. 15 and a half in, 10 and a half to go. All right, so let's talk about miles 12 through 19 and a half, because this was the meat and potatoes of my race personally. Now, my first 2 marathons, I basically got to mile 20 and then everything broke down at Pittsburgh. I was hurt at Hartford, but I still managed to get myself on pace to mile 20 for my goal that day, and then everything broke down again. So when everything started to feel like it was going wrong on mile 12, I thought like it was over. I was like, it might be it for me, as I said. But like I previously stated, Joe was like, go mile by mile, and that's exactly what I did from mile 12 to 19. So mile 13, 7:55. My split for the first half, I believe, was 1:44:38. So right on goal pace. If anything, 22 seconds ahead of goal pace. Mile 14, 7:57. Mile 15, 7:57. Mile 16, 8:02. Mile 17, 8:02. I am hurting all these miles. I promise. I'm just going mile by mile, hoping that when I get to the end of the mile, I still have enough to keep that pace going for the next mile. Mile 18, this was kind of my make or break race. I remember taking a break and telling Joe, I'm going to regroup. So I took a break real quick, and by break I mean use the bathroom, grab some water, and I immediately was back on the run. And this is when I started to, maybe all the fuel that I was taking through miles 12 through 18 was finally starting to kick in and catch up, because now I started to feel my second wind come, and I can feel myself start developing the mindset of we're in this race, and we're gonna run this race as best. All right, and this is where I'm most proud, because when the race started, I was finally ready to race it. The first 2 marathons I did, by the time mile 20 came, I was done, and I was holding on survival. And for some reason, this race, that moment, came at mile 12 through mile 19 and a half. And I had to decide what I was going to do, and I went mile by mile, and by mile 19, which was a 7:59, I said to myself, like, I'm not giving this up. Like, I'm not giving this up. I worked so hard, 6 months of training, like driving over an hour to a strength and conditioning coach twice a week, crack of dawn in the morning, putting in all types of miles in the freezing cold by myself with my friends, running on a treadmill that I can't stand. I'm thinking about all these things, all the moments before, and not only that, remembering how hard the marathon is. I was like, oh my God, this is so hard. But I was still moving. I was still clicking the sub-8 pace, and I finished the final 10 kilometers as best I possibly could. I was so proud of it. Let's talk about some splits real quick. Mile 20, 7:54. Mile 21, 7:47. Mile 22, 7:58. Mile 23, 7:55. Mile 24, 8:01. At this point, we're on a bike path, like that's right through the harbor. It's just wide open water on both sides of the bike path. So there's a headwind coming on. It's like 20 miles an hour, and it literally feels like you're running straight into a brick wall. As soon as you finish that, which is kind of right where you saw me in that clip that Wes posted, that was like mile 24 going up the hill to 25 or 25, right around there. So the headwind plus the hill on miles 24 and 25, my splits for those 2 miles were 8:01 and 8:21. Now on 8:21, I lost the pace group just a little bit. I fell about 6 seconds behind, but again, I remind myself, like, I am not letting this one slip, and I'm gonna get this sub 3:30 no matter what it takes. So I caught back up. Finally, at the peak of mile 25, it's all downhill. A 7:42 finish, and the last quarter mile was right around 8-minute pace. My legs seized up for a second, but I didn't. I pulled off to the side for like 3 steps, and then I kept going, and then another 3 steps, my leg loosened up, and I was able to power to the finish line. I fucking did it, yo. I did it. I ran an hour and 5 minutes faster than Hartford, and I PR'd by like 29 minutes.
So does anybody not
Oh my God.
have beer tickets?
I almost gave up on myself.
Way to go, way to go!
Alright, y'all, race is over. It's been over. We're limping our way to the parking lot. It was almost 2 miles away. The shuttle line was so long, we would have stayed there forever, so we decided to walk to the parking lot and loosen up the legs. But great race, huge PR. We got more to put in the video, and I'll see y'all later. Alright guys, and that's basically it. I'm more than proud of how this race went and how the last 10 kilometers went. Running 26 miles without having to stop, besides like for 3 steps and a cramp, is just absolutely unbelievable. Shout out to Joe and Neil, who both ran phenomenal races this weekend. Shout out to Joe's son, Wes, who was running around the whole course, holding up a funny sign saying, "Do it for the kudos," and sending us the extra clips and the videos of me running while the race was going on. What's next? I mean, I'm gonna continue to try to get better, try to get faster. I believe my cardio was ready to go faster. My legs weren't. I'm not sure if that's strength, fueling, a mixture of everything, a mixture of experience, more mileage. I'm not sure, but the road to sub 3 officially has begun.